My name is Calliope. I'm going to be performing your treatment today. How are you doing today? Okay. Well, I hope by the time you leave this massage, you feel even just the littlest bit better, right? Okay, so looks like today we are doing a vagus nerve massage. Is that correct? Okay, and do you know what that entails? All right, I can explain a bit if you'd like. Okay, all right. So your vagus nerve is your 10th cranial nerve. It is a parasympathetic nerve, which means that it's part of the rest and digest process that your body naturally has. It's like the counterpart of the fight or flight sort of deal that your body gets into, right? Yeah. So vagus in Latin actually means wandering, just like the English word vagrant has that same root word. And that's because your vagus nerve is a very long nerve that's connected to a lot of different processes. So when assessing your vagus nerve in a cranial nerve examination, oftentimes it's testing your swallowing or your gag reflex. It's connected to a lot of your unconscious processes like swallowing or even sneezing. But your vagus nerve also has its little nerve endings in with your heart rate. It has connections to your lungs, your digestive tract. It's all over the place. It's a really big nerve. Now, when your vagus nerve gets tight or there's something going on in the structures that houses it, sometimes you can feel anxiety. It may even be linked to depression. That one's kind of still being tested yet. But either way, when we loosen up that area, when we stimulate that nerve, then we start to see possible results like slower breathing, slower heart rate. We might see a little bit of a more calm demeanor, okay? So in this massage, we're going to be focusing primarily on the auricular branch. So there are two places on the ears that we can stimulate that vagus nerve, that we can help relax it. And that is going to be right here, right in this little hollow in your ears, as well as the back of the beginning of your ear canal. So in addition to that, I'll also be stretching your ears, getting rid of some of the tension in the structures around the vagus nerve, and we'll also be massaging and stretching behind the ears as well, okay? Yeah, it's a lot of information, but the baseline is you should feel a lot calmer. You should feel your breathing even out. You should feel your heart rate drop a little bit. It's kind of a curious experience, really, because you don't even realize it until you're sitting there and you are extremely relaxed and you feel very calm. It's almost like you're manually telling your body that you're safe and that there's nothing to worry about, there's nothing to stress about. We're just vibing. We are just at peace. It's real interesting, but I hope you get that effect as well. Okay? So to start, I'm going to go ahead and sanitize my hands. And then we're going to do a little brief cleaning / sanitizing on your ears as well. I do this for all my patients. And then I'm going to pop on a pair of gloves before we begin, okay? Alright, so from now on, I am going to need to be touching your ears. I'll only be touching the ear itself, and right behind it. There shouldn't be anywhere else, okay? Is that all right with you? Have your permission to do that? Okay, that's wonderful. So let's get started with our little cleaning real quick. I'm going to take a bit of tissue and some solution. And I'm just going to be very gently, very gently cleaning off the front, the back, and I'm just going to grab a little cotton bud, some of that solution, and I'm going to get into more harder to reach areas, namely the first place that we stimulate, massage the biggest nerve, just this hollow right here. Okay, and I'm just going to use a clean piece of tissue, and I'm going to be just drying off that ear. Good, and then a clean cotton bud so that we can get the inner structures, like this hollow right here, and the bowl of the ear, around the ear canal, back the strings. Okay, and then we'll move on to your other ear. Primarily dust, it looks like, which is generally what I see when I do this stuff with my clients. Their ears, with all those different ridges, they end up capturing a lot of dust. Think about it, but our environments can get pretty dusty, and our ears just seem to be a magnet for it. This is a nice little refresher for you. Okay. And then we'll grab a cotton bud and some solution so that we can get into that hollow just like that. And the ridges on the back over here, giving it a nice curve over here. Just getting you all ready and used to my touch. Okay, now let's get you all dried off, okay? And then our clean cotton bud, we'll just use the end to get into those harder to reach areas. Okay, so that's a nice little start to our session. I'm going to pop on a pair of gloves real quick, and this keeps me from getting my fingernail oils into those more hard to reach places. I also keep my nails very short. The edges are rounded off. However, the gloves also give that little bit of an extra barrier so that I don't accidentally scratch you, okay? Cups are so much easier to put on in the wintertime than in the summer. Alright, so why don't we go ahead and start here. So what I'm going to do to access the first part of your vagus nerve is this little hollow that we talked about earlier. So if you start your finger at your ear canal and follow upwards until you get to that ridge right in the middle where your finger might get kind of stuck, that's the first part right there. Okay? On that ear, it's right there. This ear, it's right here. Okay? So if at any point you feel any pain or discomfort, let me know. It's pretty contrary to what we want to achieve here. I'm just going to start with this ear right here. I'm just going to lightly follow the ridge of your ear and slide my finger into the hollow there. Now from here, what I'm going to be doing is just very lightly moving my finger in very gentle circles. Now what I'm doing here, I'm not really putting much pressure there, but instead I'm moving the skin around. It's very gentle circles, opening up that area. Sometimes this can be a bit of a hard place to reach for some people. Luckily, I have very small fingers, but luckily also you need to mostly just focus on rubbing the skin in circles as opposed to pressing into the hollow. And if you're not able to move your fingers in circles, you're more than welcome to just slide it back and forth like this. But the main goal is that we just warm up this area and we allow it to loosen. Okay, and then the second place that we can access that biggest nerve is right here on the back of the ear canal, and we push backwards towards the back of your head. So on you, it's right here on this ear. On the other side, it's right here. Okay. I'm just going to be taking my finger, placing it at the back of your ear canal here. Just at the very beginning, not inside the ear. Just rubbing gently in little circles. Just like that, just stimulating the vagus nerve. Now you can also do this routine at home when you feel really stressed, perhaps if you have a panic attack or you're having a thought spiral. This is one of those things you can do to basically use a manual switch to calm your body down. Sometimes when we suffer from those things, even though we're telling our body, alright, we're are fine, everything's fine, it's time to chill out. Your body's not really listening, and your parasympathetic nervous system is going haywire. And this is one of those things that we can do to just press a button and say, okay, that's enough. Okay. I'm going to be doing that on the other side. We're going to start with just sliding my finger along the helix and into the hollow there. There we go. And then just very gently moving my finger in little circles. You may notice that you feel more calm, that your heart rate has dropped a bit, that your breathing has slowed. Maybe you need to swallow. That's all signs that your vagus nerve is getting the info we're telling it, which is it's time to relax. It's time to chill out a little bit. This is something that's so easy to do, but can be very effective for a lot of people. It's something you can do if you're sitting in your car, parked, of course, sitting at a desk, on the couch, laying in bed. You can do it for just a couple minutes, or if it feels really nice and it keeps working for you, you can keep going with it. It's just a good way to override your mind a little bit and tell your body it's time to chill. It's time to relax. I'm just going to slide my finger down to the back of the ear canal here. And we'll do those little circles. These are the 2 points that you can get the closest to your vagus nerve on the auricular branch. But we'll do a few other things that'll loosen up the areas around it. So when those tissues become tight or inflamed, it can make your vagus nerve act up as well. For example, I don't know if you've ever gotten a pinched trigeminal nerve, but I have, and it's a funny feeling because your trigeminal nerve has 3 branches, and it helps govern sensation along your temple, your cheek, and your jaw. So when I pinched that nerve, I felt a lot of fuzziness and a lot of numbness in that area, which is very strange. But when that impingement was removed and I had a little bit less tension in that area, then it went away. So it's funny how pinching your neck or something like that has interesting repercussions along your body. tightness and tension in the entire structure. How I'm going to do that is I'm just going to grip your ear right here, right in this area. I'm just going to move it around. I'm going to see. Okay. There's certainly some rigidity to it, but it's got a little bit of movement to it. Okay. The other side. Sort of wiggling it around, giving it a little pull, feeling how far it goes comfortably without pushing it. Seeing if one ear is perhaps tighter than the other. Okay. And then I'm going to be starting with one ear, and I'm just going to stretch it back. You let me know if this is painful. Stretching backwards. And just holding it there. Giving it a nice good stretch. Going to pull up and out, so more that way. Okay, how's that feeling? Alright, it's not too much. Want to make sure. Just want to make sure. Just taking this time. Breathe and relax. I'm going to be going down and out. It's surprising sometimes how much tension we hold in this area. And our ears are very sensitive areas. We don't touch them very often, but a nice good massage or a nice good stretch, that's the stuff. It's good stuff. Whether we do it on our own or someone else does it for us. It's quite a wonderful area to take a minute to pay attention to. Going to the other side, and I'm going to be stretching outwards, just like that, and holding. We're just trying to get some more movement back in the area, less tension, more movement. Taking a moment to take a breath. Just be present here. Feel your heartbeat lazily. Feel your breathing slow. And then stretch up and out. Is feeling okay for you? I figured if it wasn't, you'd let me know. Very good. Alright, and then just stretching down and outwards. Just like that. Just noting which areas seem tighter, more tense. And when we go to reassess your ears, we'll see if that's changed at all. I noticed that after doing this to my own ears, by the third time my ears were very flexible and very pliable. When at first my right ear tended to be very stiff, my left ear was a lot more flexible, a lot easier to work with, but my right ear, that one took a little bit of time. Okay, just going to check your ears. Oh yeah, we've got a little bit more pliability in that ear for sure. They don't have to be equal. Of course, that would be the intended result if we were to do this multiple times. But right now, just this little bit of extra movement will do so much for you. It'll reduce a lot of that pressure. Can help with the intensity of headaches, even tension headaches primarily. Lastly, I'm going to be going behind your ears, right in this area, okay? So, between your hairline and the back of your ear, this area right here, this ear, it's right here. That area, we're going to be giving a little stretch, okay? So, we'll start with this ear. I'm just going to take the skin without using much pressure, only enough to move the skin. I'm just going to be sliding up and holding. This one you might feel a little bit of pulling on the other side, which I find interesting. I notice if I stretch the back of my, just the back of my ear here, pull that upwards, I can feel a stretch right behind my ear over there. But everything's connected. Everything is a part of one thing or another. Your ears aren't just your ears. They also have tons of nerves that do tons of things. You can have some pretty wacky results if it gets goofy. Okay, I'm just going to be pulling downwards now on that skin. Just taking this time to just relax. Just have a breath. Just chill out. Enjoy the little bit of sunshine coming through the room. Hearing the general ambience. There's a lot of wind, a lot of trains. And then I'm going to be taking that skin and moving it backwards towards the back of your head. Just like that. And just holding. Your skin might be more pliant on one ear than the other. Tends to be pretty common. Again, if you were to do this at home, they'll probably even up in a few different tries. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Okay, let's move to the other side. So right in the back of the ear here, just going to be pushing upwards on that skin. Still doing okay. Alright, that's good. That's good. Gets to a point where you feel your eyes soften. You feel a little looser. Just a little bit more relaxed. It's a wonderful feeling. It's almost like when you take some medicine for pain and within about a half hour or so, you just start to notice that just very gradually you just started to feel better. Pulling that skin downwards towards the floor. That's kind of like what this is. You just very gradually start to notice that things are a little easier and they flow just a little bit more smoother. And that can be everything when you're dealing with general stress and tension, anxiety, depression. Even I found this to be somewhat helpful in dissociation. It's just another tool to use to help you out. Finally, I'm going to keep pulling that skin backwards towards the back of your head. This ear is a little bit more flexible with that. Skin's just a bit looser. Just good. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Just breathing easy. Just feeling very connected to our body and the world around us, the sounds around us, the gentle beat, beat, beat of our hearts, the flow of our breath. Okay. Now, one last time, I'm going to just check your ears and feel how flexible they are. See if some of that tension has eased up. Pulling back. Oh yeah. Let's get quite a bit more give to it. Which is good. We want this area to be flexible and free. Great start. Alright, that's good. So we're gonna finish off with just giving your ears another little cleaning and another drying, just so that anything that I might have put on your ears from the gloves, and we'll get you all cleaned off. other ear. And the cotton bud, the solution. Getting rid of any accidental accumulation of sweat or oils. Dry it off. And the dry end of our cotton bud here. Getting into a little part right here. Alright, so I think that will cover it. So, how you feeling? It can be kind of a lot. You might feel just a little dreamy for a little bit, just a little tired, a little relaxed, okay? Hopefully this will help you relax better and will help you sleep better, okay? So if you want to continue doing this little massage for yourself, I can give you a little resource for that so that you know what to do and you can follow along, okay? So I really do feel like this has helped quite a bit in my personal life, even only doing it a few times. So if you found it effective, you're more than welcome to use it as well, okay? Alright. Any questions or concerns for me before we go? Alright. Well, thank you so much for coming here to receive this vagus nerve massage treatment. Really hope you enjoyed it. I hoped it was effective for you, okay?